Thoroughbreds, welcome back to another episode. We are the Penalty Broncos, the number one Broncos podcast that we listen to. I'm coming to you from the Bandwagon Bar. We have our forward pack online, the Great White Hope Langers, mate. How you been? Haven't seen you in a hot minute.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, she's been a wild couple of weeks for me. Been in Collinsville this week, the town that you always return to, as it says on the billboard as you come into town. And it's never a truer phrase because I always end up back at that fucking town. So, back in Collinsville for the week. Had to work today, so Sunday. That's going to be good for the bank account come payday. So, no, plenty of work on, mate. Plenty of chores around the house. They never ever end, as I'm sure everybody listening and you lads know. Chores will always be there. But apart from that, mate, just wrapping around some good quality footy, which I'm sure we will get into very directly.
That's the stuff. Good shit. Ringer, mate. You've had a big weekend, I believe.
Yeah, boys. Bit of a rip and tear last night in the frigid winds of the Western Queensland at the rodeo camp draft. So, turned one on a little bit, but not too bad. Wasn't too bad today. You know, more tired than I am actually crook. You know that old line, but it's actually true. Actually debuted the skull lid in there and got a couple of compliments. I was like, well, keep that shit up, and I would have bought another one, given it to you. But anyway, so
Great hat, mate.
Yeah,
Thoroughbreds. If you want a hat, reach out. They do well out in public. I can give you the drum. So no, it was a good weekend, mate. Really good with the footy. It's 80 k's into town, and I drove home so I could watch the Broncos in the comfort of my own home because I don't want to put other punters through that. So I come home before I end up going back into town to get on it. So can't say we're not committed, Thoroughbreds. How do you go, Brito? How was your weekend, mate?
Mate, it was pretty good. We took the youngest boy, to get a haircut. He got what all the kids are getting these days with the fades and whatnot. What else did we do? We had the bikes out on the street. Good thing about the electric bikes these days, you can run them wherever you want. So the youngest girl's got a KTM e-bike, E3 I think it is. So she was having a couple of laps of that. I'm trying to introduce her into the motocross sort of stuff. So she seems to be loving it. Went for a few drinks on Friday with the Langers. Just went out having a bit of a chill, having a bit of a drink, seeing the local wildlife, getting around. And if our women ever listen to this, the wildlife, we weren't looking at it in admiration. The wildlife was exactly that, the wildlife, mate. Like, someone come get their mama.
Of the deep, some would say.
Someone come get their mama and papa, fucking Jesus.
You need to go home, Shirley.
If anyone's ever been at the bowling barn at 11 o'clock on a Friday, you know exactly what we're talking about. So, but no, it was good. We had a couple of brewskis there. We wore the lids out as well, and had a couple of comments and whatnot come back at us. So, good shit to wrap around. Just a quick shout out as well, guys. If you like us at the moment, you're obviously listening to us, please hit that like button, whatever you're listening on. Give us a subscribe as well. Any businesses as well, just doing a little cheeky ad for ourselves here. If you want to throw your name on something, whatever you want, we've got all sorts of packages here and there for budgets big and small. So reach out. We'll have the socials in the link description, as well as the email address. All right, let's move on to some glorious chat. The rights and the wrongs of the world are all as one at the moment. We took the Warriors on at home for round 17 of the season. 43,424 were in attendance. Shout out to Suncorp Stadium real quick too, because they punched all you mad lot out, cleaned up your shit, and got the Dolphins game in there with an hour and a half to go. So good effort there. Well done. Suncorp never ever disappoints the punter. But yeah, 43,424. I reckon probably a good half of them were Kiwis too. So it was pretty loud from what we've heard at the grounds. The atmosphere was pretty good. First half 18-0. Second half 8-12 for a 26-12 win to the Broncos at full time. Possession was 54% to 46%. Completion rate 85% by the Broncos. 36 out of 42 sets we completed. The Wars 74%. 26 out of 35, and it feels so good to be on the other end of that stat where we got to complete as many, if not more, sets than what they attempted.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Always will go a long way. Average set meters, though, 36.96. We went down 2 meters, 38.63 the Wars were doing. Tackle efficiency was 90% for us, 89.13% for the Wars. Penalties conceded, 5-8. Errors, 10-11. We crept in with the errors there because I remember there was a massive gap going into, I think, half-time, wasn't it? It was something like 9 errors or something to 0. Ruck infringements, 4-2. Inside 10 meters, 0-2. Going to call bullshit on that there is no way for 80 minutes none of the Broncos boys were offside.
100%.
We move on from there. On reports, 1-0. However, looking at the judiciary sheet today, Brendan Piakura's name does not appear on that, so sanity does prevail.
Yeah, Norfolk. Good it.
That was a fucking great shot, Brendan, and we want more of that. Simbin 0 all. Okay, Ringer, do you want to do a quick little chat, mate, or should we just get straight into it? We'll let Langers take us off.
Well, we've been missing Langers, mate, in his full review, so I'm not going to stand in the way of the great man from giving the fans what they want. So, as you were.
Hit us, mate. Let's go.
Righty-o. Well, let's do it. Without further ado, let's get into it. So, yeah, as we all know, Broncos versus Wars. If you have been a previous listener, you will know that every game we are hunting for that Broncos 13+. And let's see if we got it there. So, first cab off the rank, 30 seconds in. Did not have to wait long at all. Was dropped the ball, first set. And when that happened, yeah, just sort of pricked the energy up a little bit there on the couch, didn't it? Suddenly just, hold on, okay, let's see what happens here. So, no, excellent opportunity for the Broncos straight off the bat. Absolutely beautiful. Broncos obviously kicked off straight to the wires. They dropped the ball. 3rd minute, Staggs crosses over for the Broncos' first try of the afternoon after just a lovely little grubber from who else? Little General Adam Reynolds on the 5th. Excellent start for the boys. Honestly, it was shaping up to be a pretty nothing set until that kick. Honestly, it looked disorganized. There was no attack. There was nothing, like it was. Waz just had us everywhere until, that little kick. So good to see. Scared the shit out of my daughter when Staggs got that ball because, it was just shaping up to nothing. Little grubble through, Staggs in. She's just innocently playing over in the corner. I erupt, and she's just like, World War III has officially happened. What's going on?
It had to happen eventually.
Kick converted, 6-0. Into the 5th minute, we get a penalty to the Wars for a Payne Haas offside. Rare. I will call that rare from the big fella. Big fella, just rushes off the line too quickly. Pressure relieving for the Warriors, definitely. 2 minutes later, in the 7th minute, the Warriors scrum feed on the Broncos 10 meters after a double infringement from both teams. Staggs, he had the first error, so no advantage played for the Wars. First tackle, Wars try to spread it wide, only for Karapani, old Josiah, good fucking D, to take... Pretty sure it was Edward Cossey. I'm pretty sure it was him. Over to the side on the first tackle. Absolutely beautiful from the Broncos. Maybe not the right play from the Wars. That's up to you to decide. But no, excellent defense from Karapani. It's good to see. 9th minute, 2 minutes later, Reece Walsh drops the ball coming out of the Broncos' end. Another attacking opportunity for the Wars. That attacking opportunity ends with a kick covered pretty easily by Gamut Shibasaki. 11th minute, Paddy Carrigan tackled without the ball. Now, you look at the replay.
That was gross.
anybody probably would have tackled that lad because everybody probably thought that he was going to pick it up, and he just sort of fell over the top of it, sort of thing, and then old mate came through and smoked him. So penalty for that helps the Broncos get out of their end of the field. Set ends with an unfortunately failed catch by Tony Staggs on the Warriors line. Couldn't hold it. Nearly got there, the big fella. Little note here. In the 11th minute, Walsh was already on his 5th run for the game. So hunting that Origin jersey.
It was definitely noticeable, wasn't it, that Walsh was just getting involved, taking those like settling hit ups out of the blue, and he like it was almost too obvious what he was saying to Billy. He's like, "No, bro, this needs good in contact. Like it's okay." Like you could just see it ooze off him, couldn't you? Because there was no attacking flair, there was nothing. He was just running into the teeth of defense. Like, yeah, I can cop this.
Yeah, I'll just say that it looked, and I this might be diabolical as well, but pre-Origin, pre that head knock, Walsh, we're past what happened after that. I reckon he's playing better than what he has played since then. We're slowly creeping up on just a full confidence Walsh, just with the way that he handled the game, sort of thing, and what he was doing, the contact that he wanted to have. It was getting into those areas.
Yeah, no, definitely with you there, because there's a little bit of a note later on in the little list that I've got here, and he sort of became a little bit erratic at one little point there. Needed to calm down a little bit, and he did, and that's good to see. Like Reece Walsh last year, if he got into that state, there was no calming him down. It was just error after error after error after that sort of thing. So that in itself shows growth. It shows really promising signs for the big fella that he's really. Playing his own and coming into, the Reece Walsh that we all love to see. Anyway, let's keep going. 14th minute, the Wars offside to relieve pressure off the Broncos coming out of their half. A little note here, errors creeping in for the Wars. And definitely, 14th minute, multiple errors from them. It wasn't looking good for them, but hey, great for us.
I had a thought as well. So, like, with that first set, like you said, there was nothing on when we scored that try. I sort of, from the scrum, I was like, now can we just don't do something with it? Let's just play footy, run it out, get to our 5th, do that sort of thing. So that was all good. Happy with that, with the fact that we got the try. You're right there wasn't really anything on though. But when it got to this and the errors were starting to creep in, I'm sitting there, I'm like, are they playing shit? Or is it the way that we're playing that's causing them to play shit?
Yeah.
I was just that's just my thinking at this stage of the game. It was interesting.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think you might be onto something there for sure. Because it's uncharacteristic for the Wars to have these sort of areas.
I know they had the bad game last week, but like they wouldn't want to do it again next week. That's for sure.
Yeah, definitely not. 15th minute. We get a try to Josiah Karapani. Langers gets his best bet. Love to see it. In the corner, straight in the corner. You love to see it. Lovely set from the boys, ending in a lovely cutout pass from Ezra Mann. Payne Haas doing Payne Haas shit just to give us, put us into that attacking territory. Just, take the whole team with him, run 20 meters, just doing fucking typical shit. Now, boys, do we think that Ezra Mann pass was forward? Because I know, as probably some of the Thoroughbreds have seen in the socials today, the Wars are not happy about that. So what do you think, Jack? I'll throw to you, mate. What do you think?
There's no way that was forward. Even like he threw it on the line, right? And it's backwards out of the hands. Like, I'm sorry. It just watch the fucking clip. There's so many forward passes that they do miss. And like, I'll go with you on 100% of them, but that wasn't, because it wasn't forward out of the hands. It drifted forward. He threw it bloody 15 meters, and it might have drifted forward 600 mil, if that, over that distance. Like when you line it up with the line where he threw it. So no way in the world was that forward. It's just because there was a line there, and some bullfeds think, oh, well, that's automatically forward, but it's backwards out of the hands. That's end of case, end of bloody fight.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep, agreed. What about you, Brother?
The touchy was on the line. He was watching it travel. Simple physics, guys. Ezra Mann's traveling at X speed forward. That thing didn't travel that far forward out of his hands anyway over that length of distance, backwards out of their hands, try time, every other time. I think the Wires are just a little bit PTSD from the Reece Walsh incident a couple of years ago. Still haunting them, that one.
Yeah.
It'd almost be, I know this is bloody tinfoil hattie, but it'd almost be cool to have like drone footage so you can see, like, to show people that when they're running and throwing the ball, from where they throw it to where they catch it, the ball starts out like here, but because of the inertia, it travels forward. Like, and some of them are shocking. You see some awful forward passes that get let go, and that one just wasn't. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I can see why it's very difficult for the NRL to start bringing in forward pass technology. It would be it. I don't know how it would work. You can't do it.
A lot of coding.
Yeah.
Anyways, so from that try, Josiah Karapani in the corner. Love to see it. Good shit. Kick from the side, not converted. We'll forgive the little general from that one. It was a pretty hard kick to take. 10-0. 17th minute, Brendan Piakura drops the ball coming out of the Broncos' end, giving the Wars a pretty good attacking opportunity. Harris DeVita drops the ball from that attacking opportunity, coughing up, just the Wars chance. Just another chance for the Wars. Little note here. Piakura holds on to a questionable pass the next set for a little bit of redemption for the big fella. So that was good to see. Drops the ball. Next set, gets another sort of dodgy pass thrown at him. Hangs on to it well. So that's always good to see. 23rd minute, the Wars with a failed intercept from a Reece Walsh cutout pass gives the Broncos another attacking set. Warriors get a tune-up and a warning from the ref, Adam G. For a sloppy scrum pack. So they pack, it's shit, he blows the whistle. No, put your fucking head in, mate. This is a fucking scrum. Do they listen? No, they fucking don't. So what does he do? Penalises them. Essentially gives the Wars the fuck around and find out treatment. And, they fucking found out, all right.
Found out.
Mate, I love Adam G. That lad needs to be reffing all grand finals and all origins.
Yeah.
He will blow the whistle if you force him to blow the whistle. It's as simple as that Carrigan thing. I know the Carrigan thing was a bit shit where he, tackled without the ball, but you didn't give Adam G a choice. You tackled him without the ball.
Without the ball.
Whistle. Penalty. You don't pack the scrum. Oh, hey, chirp up. And then your halfback wants to fuck off around and you not have a halfback when you pack it. Like he said, simple rules. You need to have a halfback when he feeds it. Boom, penalty. I love Adam G. I know a lot of people don't. I know there's some issues out there and whatever reason you just have, sure. I fucking love Adam G.
Completely agree. The way, and like, he talks so much. Like, it sounds like he talks more to individual players to give them the chance to not fuck up so the game can keep going than anyone else. Like, all you can hear is him saying, Kurt, you're off, pull up, like, you're off, and like, it gives the players the opportunity that they know then that if they carry on, they're giving away the penalty. Like, they know that they're doing it to save a try or whatever. Like, no excuses.
It was a 5-8 penalty count in a game that had 10 and 11 errors from each side. Like, he let them play, and they just came up with the errors, unforced, whatever. Scoreboard pressure, all that. I loved it. Loved it.
Yeah, no, it was good. Good that he had the wheels to do that as well. Like, there are definitely some refs out there that would have just, just let it go sort of thing. But no, good to see him standing his ground and, give him the fuck around, find out treatment. So it was good to see. Broncos opt for the 2 points from about 35 metres out. Reynolds, no fucking dramas, straight over the black dot. Kick converted, 12-0. Then we see a couple of interchanges for the Wars, and we see one for the Broncos. Xavier Willison comes on. Corey Jensen goes off. Man. Then in the 29th minute, we get a penalty for the Broncos for a Jackson Ford escort on Brendan Piakura. Opt to take the tap on the Warriors 10. Warriors then do another interchange. Wade Egan comes off. Pretty sure he was injured there.
Yeah, it's for the HIA.
HIA. Yep. And then Tamari Martin comes on for the big fella. 30th minute, that next minute, basically that's set. Good scrambling defence from the Wars to prevent Shibasaki for crossing over for a try. Kick played at, so the Broncos get the ball back. But, unlucky for Shibasaki. As we'll go through this, you'll see how many times that bloke scored multiple times and was just a little bit unlucky, the big fella. Next minute, 31st minute, lack of communication between Reece Walsh and Brendan Piakura leads to a drop ball from Brendan. Look, it was a pretty hard pass to catch from Walsh. Sort of felt like he tried to do the cutout pass and then changed his mind right at the depth to give him the short ball to Brendan. But by that stage, the velocity that he was throwing the ball and the angle a little bit higher to, go for the cutout sort of caught him up here, and it was just sort of a bit of a hard pass to catch. So we can sort of forgive him from that. Wales get a penalty the next set coming out of their half, relieving a lot of pressure for them. Broncos do their second interchange. Kobe Hetherington comes Payne Haas goes off. 33rd minute, we see a try to Harris Tavita right next to the post after a Kurt Capewell batback. Or so they fucking thought. Straight up to the bunker. What do they see? Broncos holding them up. Back to your box, boys. So, lovely scrambling defense from the Broncos. So, no try on that one.
Who was that held that up initially? Was that Willison?
Yeah,
was it Reece, was it?
Yeah, Reece got under it.
There was a few in there, but I think
Willison came in third, yeah.
The two that come in, I think it was Willison and might have been Piakura maybe. I don't know who was on that side anyway, but they sort of rolled him. Reece was the one that got in and got his arm under the ball, and then the other boys flipped him. It was pretty, it was probably great. A lot of luck in it, but they definitely, they're definitely trying to stop that, so you can't say it's a fluke.
Yeah. No, definitely. So, good to see that scrambling defense for the boys, preventing a try. So, love that. 34th minute, Shibasaki knocks on the second tackle coming out of the Broncos end. Reynolds captain's challenges it, which is good to see. I love that, man. He's just happy to challenge, eh? Like, look, we'll forget the Sharks' fucking captain's challenge on halftime last week. That was fucking bullshit. But anyway, we'll move on from that one. He does captain's challenge it. The replay shows the Wires stripping the ball, so captain's challenge is successful. Unfortunately, the attacking set leads to sort of not much. Kick it down their end, they take it pretty easily. But at least it sort of pins the Wires down their end of the field. So silver lining, I guess, if you wanted to call it that. 37th minute, 3 minutes later, nearly a miracle try for Gemmet Shibasaki again. After a lovely catch and pass from Josiah Karapani, after a pretty good bomb from Adam Reynolds. It was pretty good from Karapani, just got a bit airborne, and then quick catch and pass, and it was just sort of just a little bit too forward and off to the side for Shiba to regather and dive on the line. So unfortunately just sort of couldn't hold on to it, and was a bit of a hard pass to catch, unfortunately. So that's the second opportunity for Shiba to go begging, and unfortunately it isn't the last. But we'll get into that. Then from the 37th minute, we've got the 40th minute, and holy shit, what a last minute of the half. It was just insane. So let's break that shit down. We'll call a little bit of poetry in motion for the Broncos. So, first, we get a lovely break from Kobe Hetherington. Absolutely amazing. Just busts the line up. Everybody's excited. You love to see it. Putting the Broncos in attacking territory. Love to see it. Next, we get a chip kick from Reynolds, which is charged down by the Wars. That charge down goes straight down the throat of an absolutely rampaging Xavier Willison, who just busts his way to the 10-meter line. And look, let's just take a little pause there. I'm 6'4" and 115, 120 kilos, right? So I'm not a small boy. The fear that would flood my body if I was on the last team and I saw my mate charge down a kick, excitement would build straight down the throat of that big boy, and he just starts barreling towards me. Fuck that. Fuck that.
I thought he was going all the way, hey.
Oh, mate.
Good on Chance Nickel-Cockstad for just being well, fuck, got to do what I've got to do here. So,
this is why I get paid the big bucks.
Yeah, exactly right. So, kudos to that big boy. But no, Xavier Willison, he gets to the 10-meter line with a set restart because of the failed charge down. First tackle, we get Mann. He gets, I would say, a denied a try, because that was pretty good defense from the Wars. I think that hold up from Reynolds and then flick to Mann. Fuck. he could have gone in there if it wasn't for, some pretty good defense from the Wires. So that was good to see if you're a Warriors fan, I guess. Second tackle, Piakura just running it straight after a bit of a wayward pass from Reynolds. So that itself was good to see, like they had the attacking, there was fuck all time left, and then Reynolds just throws this wayward pass that sort of went behind Kobe and sort of to no one, and then Piakura just grabs it. He could have, threw the ball and just tried to do some stupid shit, but he's like, nah, fuck that. Let's just get back into what we were trying to achieve. Just ran it straight, took the tackle. Love to see that. Love that game knowledge from the big fellow. Love to see that. Third tackle. Now, sorry, after that second tackle, Piakura to run it straight, there's 10 seconds left to go in the half. Third tackle is Pakes, obviously, dummy half. Walsh, short ball to Shibasaki, who crashes over the line. 7 seconds to go for the Broncos' third try. Beautiful. Beautiful.
He had some
Absolute
work.
mayhem for that last 30, 40 seconds, but good mayhem, obviously. Kick converted, 18-0. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is half time. So we've got a couple of little stats here. Well, not notes, more stats. Much better first half this week from the lads compared to last week against the Sharks. I think everybody will agree with that. Karapani showing everyone why he deserves Cobbo's spot. I don't think anybody's going to disagree with that either. I think a lot of people sort of thought, oh shit, who is Josiah Karapani, and going to, pretty big shoes to fill if Cobbo's out, but slotted seamlessly into that role, doing his job. Good to see, getting multiple meat pies since he's been in that role. So, yeah, absolutely beautiful from the lad. Haas, what do you say? What do you say? He glaze that boy every week, absolutely deservingly so. Doing Haas shit, immaculate as per usual. Walsh hunting for that origin jersey, said that before. Definitely could sort of tell that he was doing Reece Walsh shit that you want to see from him. So that was good. Warriors with a lot of errors. And then I've just got a little note here. Their fullback, Charles Nickel-Klokstad, out for the rest of the game after getting his leg caught under a tackled in a bit of an awkward sort of position. With that, it was a HIA cleared from Wade Egan. He comes on for Charles Nickel-Klokstad. So, Brito, do you want to have a little bit of a chat about that one?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, I seen that, and I sort of had to brush up on my knowledge of the rule, the HIA rule. It's like, what's going on here? I thought that you had to, whoever went on for the HIA had to come off for the HIA. That's was my interpretation. But there's the 3 sets. Obviously, the first 2 are if your team has 3 failed HIAs, you can activate your 18th man, so they can come in and replace. If your team has a player removed from the field from a HIA fails and the offending player is sent to the sin bin or sent off, you can activate your 18th man to come in and replace that person. But if a player leaves the field for a HIA, he has a 15-minute window where he can return to the field and it will be considered a free interchange. The player that came on for the HIA can remain on the field, though, with another player coming off for the assessed player to return. So outside of that 15 minutes, it will be just treated as a normal interchange. So you can see why so many coaches, like there is that little bit of issue creeping into the game where how come that forward got a HIA but the halfback didn't for what seemed to be that's obvious. If he's just not going to, you just rip him off, send another forward out there in your rotation, give him a quick 15-minute breather. As long as you got him back on the field before that 15-minute clicks over, free interchange. So you'd imagine it's getting scrutinised pretty heavily from the NRL with players coming on and off. So be interesting to see. But anyway, that's just an update on that rule, Thoroughbreds. If you didn't know, well, now you know.
Yeah, exactly right. Ringer, what are your thoughts on the first half, mate?
Mate, it's definitely a way better first half. A lot more basic, I think you could say. Nothing overly flash, just good, honest rugby league. There was a fair few times we did get lost still on fifth tackle. And I don't understand how we can with a player like Renault, especially after his first kick that led to a try. Like, I thought we were going to sort of go down that route all day. And there was a couple of times where we just seemed to get a bit lost in that fifth tackle moment where either the the fifth tackle plays not getting to where Renault wants them to, like, and so he's a bit out of position. He's got to go chasing the ball or something. But other than that, you know, straight line footy, nothing over the top. I think that the last Shiba try highlights exactly what we need to do. Just we have the weapons to make defenses second guess themselves just from playing simple football. And there was nothing extravagant about that last try. It was just players in motion, running at the defense, ball in two hands, and then just tip. And while she just held it long enough for that Santa to just turn enough to give Shiba his opportunity, and you cannot give that big bastard a gap, can you? Like, he is from 5 meters out. If he gets 1-on-1, it's nearly a certain thing, isn't it? So, it's going to be very interesting. Is he? I know this is might be a bit late this year, but is he Queensland eligible?
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Like, why isn't he? Why is no one talking about him?
I think Robert
Like,
Toy's taking his spot, I think, this year.
Yeah, I think we got Toya there, but I think it's just because of the whole story. He's just sort of taken everyone by, like,
Right.
Like, people expect Toya to come along. I know that there was raps on him in the lower grades. It just took a while because of injury to get his debut. But once he made it, everyone sort of expected it to happen. Shiba has, what's he at, 5th? This is his 5th club in Broncos twice, sort of thing.
Twice, yeah.
Because he's been at Newcastle, he's been at the Cowboys, started at the Broncos. I think there was another. I think he might have won the Rabbits or something. But
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, like, it just I don't know, just out of surprise. But you're right. Like, he had work to do in that try. It wasn't a stroll over.
Yeah.
But once he grabbed that ball, try it.
Yeah, you're like, oh, we're going over here.
Yeah, you get surprised if he doesn't score.
Exactly.
Now,
and
at this point.
He's such a big body and he's so agile. So, like, and like, he'd have to be up there with one of the top centers in the game, wouldn't he? At the moment, like, you'd have to go Critter, Herbie. Like, is he next?
He's definitely in that, top list for sure.
Like, you know, I don't know. It's just an interesting one. You wonder whether he's worth getting around camp just to go and experience. They're going down to Sydney anyway, and just, you know, if Val Holmes get injured or something, it'd be a pretty good get to get him in there, wouldn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And, like, for bang for buck, you know, like, I think people have forgotten, but the bloke is on $80,000, like, basically a train and trial for the year, $80,000. And like, fair enough, $80,000, that's a lot of money to certain people. But when you are a first grade NRL player and you're playing with people that are on $1 million a year and you're on $80,000 and you're, you know, up the tippy top of the try scoring list, mate, that is good value for money from a manager's perspective. Absolutely.
These stats, so this is a shock that probably doesn't surprise anybody. On the NRL, I've just come across a page where he's still listed as a Knight. That's how quickly he's taken everyone by storm. But his stats there are 184 centimeters and 96 kilo. He's got to be a bit bigger than 100 now.
Like, he'd have to be, I think.
And that going back to what you were saying, Ringer, earlier on episodes, players that want to die for the jersey, that left edge, it just seems that we've stacked with players that want to die for that jersey.
Yeah, exactly.
Left edge.
Yep.
And you can feel that energy, can't you, in that left edge of us at the moment? Like, Piakura's starting to come good. Ezra's slowly getting back into it, and you got Gamet and Karapani out there. It's like, it's turning into our sort of danger edge, obviously. Like, that's where all our tries are coming down. And then, like, it just takes so much more pressure off Staggs and Jesse. Like, we can, like, that's pretty good duo to have up your sleeve as our non-lethal edge at the moment, isn't it? Like,
100%.
Definitely. Yeah, absolutely. Rightio, shall we get into the second half?
We've literally gone for the same amount of time as the half of football. If the NRL wasn't so fucking terrible at their licensing, we should just do a watch along and fucking
Rightio, second half. Now, 18-0 coming into the second half to the Broncos. Obviously, 41st minute, we get a penalty. Broncos get a penalty for foul play after a cheeky little Eskimo kiss the old fucking head-on-head little rub into the dirt from the wires. I don't remember who it was. I didn't see who it was. I was too busy thrashing the keyboard to try to get the note down, and didn't see it. But a bit of grubby play. Did either of you know who it was?
I do forget the players that were involved, but once again, you are giving Adam G zero reason to blow that penalty.
And like the touchy was right there as well. It was like right on the side. And the touchy's just like, he's like bent down, like looking at him like, bruh, what are you doing?
You sure about
you
that?
Stupid ass motherfucker.
Yeah, exactly right. From that penalty, in the 42nd minute, we get desperate Warriors defence prevents a racing Reece Walsh from scoring a pretty good try, bust that line pretty good. Scrambling defence. Tamari Martin, good. He's obviously replaced Chance as fullback, and 2 minutes into his sort of playing career day, he has to defend a Reece Walsh, which he does really well. So give credit to that. So that was good, and all smiles from Walsh too. Like I was watching the replay, so he goes in, he knows he's held up, he obviously says something, everybody starts laughing, all good. Back to the 10, let's try again, sort of thing. So good sort of camaraderie from his previous team. So hopefully no sort of hard feelings or anything like that. The Wars do their third interchange. Halasima goes on for Jacob LeBlanc, who goes off. 45th minute, we have a no try to the Wars after Tavita Harris knocks on over the line. Unfortunately, Jesse Arthurs, he sort of got it first. He knocked it on first. So, Wars get the scrum feed on the Broncos' 10-metre line. From that, 46th minute, we get a try to the Wars for Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. In the corner after a 6 again from a Paddy Carrigan ruck infringement. My little note here is they had to score that one with the amount of ball that they had on our end. It was, they were definitely getting planted in our end of the field. So if points didn't come from that sort of pretty long and intensive attacking opportunity, then dramas at
exactly.
at the Wires for sure.
And like Paddy give Adam absolutely zero fucking leeway there. Like it was, I'm like, Paddy, you know this, you're fucked here, don't you? Like,
100%.
You could tell it was going to be a 6 again halfway through the tackle, the way he was leaning on it. Like, bro, like I don't know whether he thought, we just need a reset, or he's just like really fucked from defending that first bit. But there's like, well, this is inevitable. You're going to get done here, Paddy.
Yeah, absolutely. Kick from the sideline is converted, so 18-6. 49th minute, average pass from Walsh nearly leads to the Wars getting the ball in the Broncos 20. Luckily, the Wars knock it on, so Broncos scrum feed. And this is where I've got Walsh needs to calm down. So I think this is where the erratic sort of behaviour decisions start to creep into Walsh's play. That whole need to score every play sort of mentality starts to creep in. But that was basically the last of it kind of thing, except for this next little note here. 1 minute later, 50th minute, penalty to the Broncos for a Warriors escort on Reece Walsh and Jordan Ricky, to be fair. Walsh was offside as fuck. You cannot say that he wasn't. I don't really know how that would have worked, because they blew it for Walsh. Jordan Ricky 100% got an escort as well. If the Wars challenged that, and if it was only for the Reece Walsh call, that would have been a successful challenge. But would it then have gone? Would the bunker have then kept it rolling and gone, Walsh is fine, Ricky also gets escorted, so it's still a fucking penalty.
But and this is. He's got the red pen. He's got the red pen.
That's why I said it in first. I was like, "Oh, he's got the red pen out."
Stand back.
I see, because we've had some issues where in the past the bunker has intervened, they've gone back to that, and then they've gone, sure, but then they've penalised for another thing later on. You're like, why? The play stopped here when you blew that penalty. And then we've seen, I think, a Cowboys game where someone got sent to the bin for, if they had a blown where the penalty was, then that doesn't occur, so why are they going to the bin? I think what they would have done if they did challenge it, they would have went, Reece Walsh is offside, playing on to see if he impacts play. Reece Walsh gets taken out, doesn't impact play. playing on, Jordan Ricky gets taken out. Jordan is onside. I think we get a penalty anyway. Just the difference to where the scrum is set would be the distance would be the only thing. I know Mr. What's his name? What's the Warriors coach name? I've drawn an absolute fucking blank. Webster. I know he made a very loud complaint in the press conference about it. And I mean, honestly, if you're in a press conference and you're talking about that one offside, that
you would have got called for anyway.
You blatantly knocked him off. Ricky got blatantly knocked off as well. It's not the first escort penalty you've had in the game. Yeah, you need to probably have a bit more of a look in your backyard sort of thing.
Yeah, and
what do you reckon?
There is a technically, very technically, if Reece can chase, but as long as he's 10 meters away from when the bloke catches the ball, he's not offside.
Yeah, he's got to give him 10. Yeah, as long as he doesn't impact play and he gives him 10.
Yeah, so essentially,
true.
That's your technically, you're stopping him from even being in the defensive line 10 meters away from the ball catcher. Like, that's it was silly, but the Ricky one sort of makes it null and void anyway, because like you said, take your pick. One of them was going to get pinged, and you've already done it this game, and I think it was Ford that done it earlier on. So,
yeah,
there was history there, and so, you can complain about it if you want, but you pan the camera around 5 degrees, and you got Jordan Ricky getting absolutely fucking level too. So, take your pick.
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly right. From that penalty, the Broncos opt to go for the 2 points. Reynolds converts very easily, 20-6. Then we see a couple more interchanges for the Wars. James Fisher-Harris comes on, Aaron Clark goes off, and Billy Walters comes on, and Corey Pakes comes off for the Broncos. Jack Koswalski goes on, and Paddy Carrigan goes off as well. So 2 interchanges for the Broncos, 1 for the Wars. 55th minute, try-saving tackle from Reece Walsh after Wade Egan busts through the defence with relative ease. Sloppy pay the ball for the big fella leads to a penalty for the Broncos. Bruno, do you have anything to say about that? I saw you.
No, I just remembered that happening. I remember, Reece, his defense has improved so much this year compared to the dumb shit we've seen in the past, and that'll live rent free in his head probably when he sleeps, whatever he's done. But yeah, for that to happen, and then obviously, while it's not to capitalize, that summed up their day. That's essentially.
Yep. Yeah. Get a nice bust through, and then sloppy play of the ball. Sorry, boys. So just another sort of error for the Wars, unfortunately, but fortunately for us, so we'll take it. A couple more interchanges for one for each team. 59th minute, lovely set from the Broncos, ends with an unorganised 5th tackle, and we luckily tackle the Wars in goal for a dropout. They opt for a short dropout. Now, that ends in a Jesse Arthur's failed catch / knock on, whatever you want to call it. Now, Thoroughbreds. Everybody knows that I am not a fan of the short dropout, and I will happily say that if Arthur's caught that, failed fucking short dropout again. So I stand by it. The Wars got the ball back not because of they did a good short dropout, but because the Broncos fucked it up. So if you have to rely on the other team to fuck it up for your short dropout to come off, maybe rethink doing a fucking short dropout. Anyway, we shall move on. 63rd minute, sloppy set for the Warriors leads to a knock-on from Kurt Capewell, giving the Broncos another attacking opportunity. Next minute later, unlucky bounce from a Reynolds chip for Gronk Shibasaki denies him a certain try, absolutely certain try. Beautiful play from the boys, just an unlucky bounce for Shiba. Just, mate, he was through. That was his ball, and just needed the ball to sit up and just fucking couldn't. So that's his 3rd missed try for tonight or for this afternoon already for Shiba. So fuck me down. He's in the mix, but he's just not getting them, unfortunately. Reynolds throws the ball away and gets pinged for time wasting. Cheeky. Cheeky.
Cheeky Adam.
We'll chalk it up as cheeky and we'll move on. During that time, Waz do their 6th interchange. Aaron Clark comes on. Jackson Ford goes off. 66 minute. Warriors go over for their second try with Luka Halasima going over next to the post after, a lovely little chip from Channel Harris Tavita. He converted 20-12. Luke Metcalf ironed out by Brendan Piakura, which at the time saw him on report. Metcalf doesn't return, but it's for a different injury that what I thought it was. I thought it was that he had a broken spine after that little hit, but no, it wasn't. He did his knee.
ACL.
Knee? Yeah, ACL. Yeah,
gone for the season, the poor lad.
Yeah. But
The
obviously,
shockwaves from the hit at the top just went down and blew his knee out.
Mate, what a hit.
What a hit. And sees him on report at the time, but as Brito said at the start of the episode, no longer on the judiciary. So I thought it was fine. And obviously, like I said, sanity has prevailed, which is good. But I thought it was fine. But I definitely have seen some people reckon that it was late. Ringer, what are your thoughts?
No way. No, like the ball barely left his fingertips when the shoulder hit him in the ribs. Like, I'm all for protecting, like Joey. I think even the commentators said in this one, like they're all for protecting the halves, that you can't just fucking late shot them after they pass the ball just to get in their head. But what are you meant to do? Like, you can't cushion them that much where, defenders are too scared to touch them, because then players like Cleary will just never fucking feel the heat. Like, they need to know that they're going to get hit if they want to dig into the line, deep in the line, like Leonard says. But, play on, mate. Got him fucking fair and square. And, unfortunately he did a knee. Like, he woke up this morning thinking his ribs hurt a fair bit, yet his knee's busted out. Like, fuck me, what a terrible course of events.
Absolutely. Brito, what do you think?
Yeah, I got two things there. So, we know Renault loves to do the little hide the pill, to drop a player under, or if he goes out the back sort of thing. What happens if that was Renault and he holds it? That's a good shot, and it probably forces the ball loose and all sorts of shit. I videoed it, and then I grabbed it and I slowed it down. It was so instantaneous, even on slow-mo. It wasn't bad. But I'd also give a shout out to Tamari Martin at this point. He ran on as a replacement number 9 in the HAA, then got thrown at fullback when CNK got taken off. Now he's playing 7 after poor old Metcalf. So that boy has had a day.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, good on him.
And the schnack is back at
he
fullback.
Was not going to be playing anymore a few years ago, and he's come back really well. So, good on Tamari for that one.
Broncos trained him well.
Yeah, exactly right. From the 66th minute, we have a couple of interchanges. Waz do their 7th with Jacob Laban coming back on and Luke Metcalf coming off, obviously, because he just got absolutely fucking folded. 6th interchange for the Broncos, Corey Jensen on, Brendan Piakura off. They also do their 7th with Paddy Carrigan coming back on and Kobe Hetherington going off. Then in the 70th minute, we got a penalty to the Waz after a Broncos kick chase obstruction on the Broncos line. Now, I've got a little note here. Warriors coming home hard, because that was the vibe that was in my household, absolutely. A certain Warriors try is squandered by Edward Cossey, dropping the ball after a lovely pass from no other but Tamari Martin. And, look, he had about 20 metres to run, but he probably would have fucking got there, I thought. So, just unfortunately, just that little bit too forward for him. He's dropped the ball. Squandered a try. But up to that point, I was just like, holy fuck, the Warriors are going to steam home here and we are in trouble because of the last couple of weeks of our second half activities and efforts of probably not the last couple of games, but definitely, this year, second halves have not been great, as you lads covered in the last episode.
You get that sinking feeling.
Pressure relieving for the Broncos, absolutely. 73rd minute, Tony Staggs absolutely smokes Jacob Laban, making him drop the ball. And didn't that put lead in some pencils? That fucking head, boy. Holy shit. And so good. Like, so I'm obviously doing the notes. I'm watching the game. See him just flatten the lad. So I'm straight down, because I didn't think he dropped the ball. So I was just like, excellent shot. Then I've looked up at the clock. What time is it? Put the time in. Then I've looked back up and everybody's, covering over Katoni, hands on backs, high fives, head rubs, the whole show. And I was like, fucking hell, like what's going on here? He's obviously done something. And then, fucking dropped the balls. Mate, beautiful tackle from Staggs. We don't expect anything less from the lad. He is aggressive as fuck, that boy, lately. And love to see it. Absolutely love to see it. So, love, just lovely, Katoni. Keep it up, my boy.
You watch the replay of the front on shot of that, and he just see Laban just look. The ball's coming in, he's like, no. And then just does not. The ball's fine. I'm in trouble. Bang.
Yeah. And Katoni's been like waiting 6 weeks for an opportunity like that, eh? He loves trying to jam cunts outside in, and he just finally gets his man. He's like, ding, ding, ding.
Yeah.
I'm going to break them ribs.
Yeah. And to Langtry's point, he has been so fucking aggressive the last couple of weeks. Like, not doing the stat sheets, he's not doing a lot, but everything he does do is just with passion. It's great.
110% fucking effort, eh? And
yeah.
All we want from him, like we said, we've got the other edge firing. So Katoni's edge is 4. That sort of shit. Like, come up with the plays to get us out of trouble. Big defense, aggressive. Yeah, love it so much.
Yep, absolutely. So, from that absolutely smoking of Laban from Staggs, Broncos scrum and, another attacking opportunity for the Broncos. From that, the Warriors do another interchange. 75th minute, though. Try-saving tackle from Roger Tuivasa-Sheck on Josiah Karapani, taking him over on the sideline. Mate, my note here, 4 words, Roger still got it. Absolutely. That man is just fucking incredible. Absolutely tremendous athlete. Give credit where credit is due. Yes, he plays for the other team, but fuck me. I think all thoroughbreds can wrap around that boy. He is absolutely an immaculate footy player. And still got it. Josiah was in, and then Roger just comes in and goes, nah, bro, not today.
Yeah, exactly.
Him over the side. So love to see it. Good on you, Roger. Still in the 75th minute, penalty to the Broncos for obstructing a defender from the Warriors. Now, the Warriors captain's challenge, that one, it is unsuccessful. So, another attacking opportunity for the Broncos. 76th minute, finally, our boy Staggs Shibasaki gets his well-deserved second try. Potentially could have been 5th try, but he gets his second after a lovely little hold-up pass from him to from Ezra Mann. Broncos needed to score that after so many attacking opportunities, 100%. Kick converted, 26-12. Lovely for Gemmett to get his second. Absolutely deserves it. Like we just said, 3 missed opportunities. Not really any of his fault. Just unlucky bounces, unlucky passes, that sort of stuff. So, good to see the bloke get a second. Like I said, kick converted, 26-12. 77th minute, short kickoff for the Warriors. They decide to do, and it's successful too. Old Kurt Capewell, cousin of Mr. Ringer and Mr. Gronk. So that's good to see. Their attacking opportunity leads to nothing, though. But that's from good defense from the Broncos, to be honest. It wasn't because they sort of didn't really have anything. It was just, I thought it was just really good D from the boys. 79th minute, captain's challenge from Reynolds after it's ruled he knocked it on the Broncos line. Captain's challenge is once again successful because, he basically, the ball was bouncing. He's just knocked it back to regather it, kind of on the side of him sort of thing. Ref blew it as a knock on, but captain's challenge, knocked it back, play on. Broncos scrum freed and basically just proceed to run out the clock. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is full time for 26 12. Now, a couple of little full-time notes. Second half, definitely not as good as the first, but still got the job done. Probably talks into what you lads were saying last episode about, first half versus second half for the Broncos. Not great, not, rubbish, but
I'm
definitely
so
not as good as the
confused at the
first.
moment.
Yeah, 100%. Still got the job done. 3 in a row for the Broncos. Absolutely. Love that. First time the Warriors lose back-to-back this season. That is a better stat, in my opinion, than Broncos winning 3 in a row. So good to hand the Wars a back-to-back loss for the first time. Broncos 13 plus, boys. You love to see it.
Yeah, boy.
You'd laying his bet on it. No, he fucking didn't. But that's all right. For the second time, I'm happy to not get a Broncos 13 plus tick in the kitty. So that's all right. I've got a little note here. Apologies for saying attacking opportunity 1,000 times during that. I felt like I said it about 1,000 times. So I might have to invest in a thesaurus and try again next week. And last but certainly not least, bring on the fucking doggies, boys. Let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Bring the kennel on.
Good. Yeah. Good shit. Good shit with that. All right. I will do man of match before we get into some stat talk and general team chat. Thoroughbreds. It was a tight one this week. Had a lot. Again, there was a lot. Reno was thrown down. Ezra got a mention. Walsh, obviously, and a few Willison as well. Whatever, a couple of the big boys got there. We got down to Staggs and Shibasaki. Put that up for you guys to vote on across all the socials. Dead heat until I was about to fill it out and give them both. And I had another quick look back. You know what? I'll post the Sunday ladder and I'll have another look. Boom, Staggs got it. 51%. Went to Staggs. So threw that in there. 1 try, 7 runs for 53 meters and 17 post contact, 2 tackle breaks, 12 tackles with 1 ineffective for 92.31%, 1 grubber, 2 errors, 2 handling errors. So that's Staggs, Thoroughbred, man of the match. So good shit. Now, I was a little bit 50-50 as well on mine, and I've actually given out 2 today. And the main reason is one, I couldn't deny because he was just our boy Shibba. And then the other one was just the young gun Willison. I'm just like a proud dad. I said at the beginning of the season, I really want to see Xavier just come into his own. Boy, oh boy, is he fucking starting to feed into the back end of this season. So the stats for those 2, I'll do Shibba first. We had 2 tries. Like Langer said, he could have had 5. He could have just been outright leading the competition. The absolute smoke show from nowhere, out of nowhere. 18 runs for 152 meters with 44 post contact, 3 line breaks, 10 tackle breaks. Just 10 tackle breaks. 1 offload, 12 tackles with 2 missed for 85.71%. He had 2 errors and he had 2 handling errors as well. Now, both Staggs and Shibasaki did their stats in 80 minutes. In 30 minutes, right, Xavier Willison had 15 runs for 168 meters and 75 post contact. He had 1 tackle break, 13 tackles with 1 missed and 3 ineffective for 76.47%. So not great there, but clean sheet of errors as well. That's what impact off the bench looks like. I found it I wanted to give it to Willison, but the Shibasaki just couldn't be left out. Sort of, and obviously the Thoroughbreds agreed it was Staggs and Shibba all the way. So, good stuff from them. Now, for the overall stats, most tackles was Ricky. For us, James Fisher-Harris punched out 38 as well, the big fella. Most run meters was Willison at 168. RTS, the snack, had 173. Most line breaks was Shibba on 3. A couple of Warriors got 1, but no one really stood out. Reno had 10 points. Post contact was Willison, 75. James Fisher-Harris, 50. Now, wires are going to jump down my throat, but if James Fisher-Harris was your old dog, is doing your you're topping your post contact. There's something with all them young guns that they've got there. That was a bit of an issue, I thought.
Fucking boys too.
Big fucking boys. I thought that sort of stood out when I was reading through the stats there. Shiba had the most runs for us on 18. RTS had 18 as well. Most offloads were relatively quiet as a team on the whole, but Reach got 2 away. I don't think Haas even got 1 away.
No, I don't think so.
He got 1. He got 1 away, but relatively quiet for his standard. Clark got 3 for the Warriors. Tackle breaks Shiba on 10, which is ridiculous. Chanel Harris Tavita ended up topping the Warriors with 3 there. So just as we look through the stats here, I want to shout out, I know we touched it, that left edge is so young. Well, not young because Shiba isn't young, but it's so immature, I guess you could say, as a combination, and it's obviously very potent. We've only had Ezra back for a couple of games. Reese is chipping in there and whatever. We forget that the other edge that we've got is Staggs, who is a seasoned veteran, and Arthurs, who was leading the try-scoring stats coming into when he swapped over to that right edge. So it's getting interesting, but I'm very confused about where we are as a team. Like I think if we played like we did Saturday against the Sharks last week, I feel like we blow the Sharks off the park. But hey, we've beaten teams in and around the 8, and we've still got one more bye to go. We got a couple of easy teams, but then we've got some real good tests coming up, and we'll get into that later. But yeah, how do you guys, Ringer, mate? How do you feel? What are your stats saying there? If you've got any to shout out.
Big shout out to Xavier in a game where like Paddy and Payne didn't top the stat sheet for once in the fucking ever.
Yeah.
Like, it's so good to see X step up and fill that punching the whole void. And honestly, when him and Kobe come on, once again, took so much pressure off our Jensen, Paddy, Payne rotation. I thought Kobe actually had probably more impactful. He only had 8 runs or something, but 4 of them were bloody Nelly line breaks. You know what I mean? He's just that bastard of a size, gets around the markers and cuts in behind the ruck, gets up for a quick play the ball. I think if you go back and watch it, a lot of our rolling forward sets come off the back of a Kobe Hetherington little sneaky dart in behind in the ruck, and then you put X on the back of it, like Langer said. The absolute fucking fear that would run through your body when he caught that ball on the fall off the charge down
mate.
would be just like, fuck this. Like, I might go get back on the tools. Get fucked.
Take up temping bowling or something.
yeah. Non-contact sport for me from now on. But yeah, Kobe had 22 tackles, I think, with only 1 missed. Arapani, 16 runs, 150 meters. 41 post contacts. I think Jesse Arthurs is probably like, hey, you cunts. I've missed out on like 6 tries in the last couple of weeks because you've swapped me edges. Like, fuck y'all. But, and it's taking time for Jesse to actually find his feet on that right edge. I'm pretty, like, he hasn't been as potent, I don't think, but that'll come because Jesse's a professional. Like, I have absolutely zero worries about Jesse going forward. I think he's going to fucking kill it. We know there's going to be games where that right edge sparks it up with Reese going to find a mark, a defensive mismatch out on that edge, and he's going to, do some damage and put those boys over. So I have no worries about that. But yeah, very happy really with just the simple footy that 85% completion. There's a few errors, but nothing ridiculous. Like there's nothing silly. Just like there's 2 things they've got to clean up that 5th tackle option. We have to be better, more clinical at that. Get the hairball into the hands of Reynolds and some of our kick defusal. I didn't like that try that Halasima, I think, scored off the kick from the post. Like none of our boys were anywhere fucking near it. Like and that was
so
super
bad.
side too. I was like. Someone's got to get after that pill. So a couple of little things, but nothing to really worry about. And yeah, so happy, mate.
Yeah. And we know Staggs is a bit of a he's a bit of a headache if you're defending on the outside of him because he's so fucking sporadic with what he does. So it'll be just Jesse and him working those kinks out. Like it'd
Exactly.
probably more Jesse, like you said, he's professional. It's probably more him needing to understand what Staggs will do in certain instances. I don't think if we get Staggs involved trying to help him out, I think that'll just confuse it even more. So yeah, I think Arthurs just needs to really pay attention for what's going on. So, you got anything there? Oh, the 14. So Benny Hunt potentially back this week against the Dogs. Who do you think won the audition for the 14 or the starting role? I mean, do you bring Hunt back, run on straight away, or 14? But either way, who's got that spot, you reckon?
Ugh.
I'll give credit where credit is due, as I've always said. And I think fucking Billy Walters fucking deserves it, eh? To be honest, I think putting Hunt in the 14 and giving fucking Walters the 9, I think is probably the play to go. We love Pakes here at Penalty Broncos. If you've listened to previous episodes, you know that we love that bloke. But no, I think, the last couple of weeks, pill dispensing hasn't been Pakes of what we know, what we're used to. A couple of little sloppy sort of things there. And honestly, when Billy Walters comes on the field, the bloke makes a difference, eh? So, I don't think giving Hunt the 9 straight up after his injury, like I think he was probably expected to come back like a couple of weeks ago. So just, I don't know whether just old bodies, don't bounce back as quickly as what they used to, or if they're just running it safe, or if they're like, hey, bud, like we're killing it. So, take your time sort of thing. Don't really know behind the scenes, but yeah, I'd probably give it to Billy for the 9 and then, bring Hunt in for the 14.
Billy also, he adds a kicking game too, doesn't he? Pakesy, we haven't really seen him kick much.
No.
So, if you have Billy and then you bring Hunt on, you don't lose. You still got that extra kicking.
That extra kick, yeah, exactly right.
And then Hunt out a dummy half looking for 40-20. It's like a demon, but
Yep.
And I think too, like if you do throw, if Pakes is the one that miss out, I think he'd be a perfect 18th man, because if you've got Ben Hunt there on the bench, he can cover your halves if one of your halves go down. So, and that way Pakes can come on and just play middle tackle role. And, I think it's a big loss these days if you do lose a hooker and you like your hooker's got to play 80, because the attacking teams find them out in the middle and they just pepper blokes at them and they get them fatigued and then they, end up crashing over. And we don't that's essentially what Smoothie's doing at 18 for us now. So I think you'd nearly be a straight swap, wouldn't it, for Corey Pakes?
Yeah, if you don't have a 80-minute hooker and you lose him, makes a difference. Yeah.
Huge.
I will do a little bit of negative talk here. We had a couple of thoroughbreds on the socials call him out. Unfortunately, you do got to say it. It's getting very hard to defend. But Jordan Ricky, I don't know what's going on there. I know he's on the right edge, so it's that quiet edge sort of thing. But it still doesn't mean you can't go looking for a bit of work. His stats here, so 80 minutes. He did 12 runs for 97 meters, 41 post contact. Didn't have any line break assists. He had 2 tackle breaks. He did tackle. Obviously, he topped the tackle sheets there. He had 1 miss, 2 ineffective, so 93% tackling. And he had a clean sheet of errors. But it's just, he's doing enough, but it's not like he's not setting the, like Piakura is obviously taking it. Piakura has highs and lows, but his lows are coming up to meet the highs, if that makes sense. Like he's not dipping as much, whereas Ricky's the same, but his high is not as high as what Piakura is doing. So unfortunately, and I love Ricky. I fucking love Ricky.
It's the worst. I hate bagging him because I know, like I think we all like him because but have we fallen in love with the memory of what Jordan
Yeah.
does? You know, like, because we know he's not like the line running near Cora style second row, right? He's a get through a bit of shitty work, you know, plenty of support play and dummy running when they're doing that right edge shape. But what used to set him apart was that ball used to go up in the air on that right side, and Jordan would be fucking breathing down your throat, and everyone knew it, and everyone was terrified of it. And it just give us that extra, and we haven't seen that. So, still young, and he had to, he was coming through, and then he had that breakout year in 23. You know, is it just a bit of a hangover, like just finding their feet? Like, I really want him to find that form because, Christ. But like you said, Brito, we just want him to do the 8 out of 10 stuff until he can find that again. Like, he's just getting a bit, you know, you're starting to question his defense a little bit you've never done that before. So, so that's one thing. But, you know, if he can bring it back, mate, we've all of a sudden got two with Piakura's resurgence. You know, what was our weakness at the start of the year is starting to really hammer home at the end of the year as one of our bloody biggest strengths. So let's hope.
Get that psycho going. I'm looking for that Ben Tulty.
Right. Yeah.
I'm excited to see if he runs out this team list with Carrigan, Haas out.
Yes.
Who are they bringing in
as middles?
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. If you guys want to do a bit of chat, I might actually have a look on the Q Cup site and see what his stats were for the weekend. But I'll give you a topic if you haven't already got one. Jack Koswolski, talking about negative. I seen some fucking diabolical fucking shit in that game where I literally screamed at the TV, "What are you doing?" There was one there. He was at marker. He was at marker. He wasn't offside. Adam G never called him out, and he just watched old mate run past him. Like, mate. And then I think you called out something else. There was something else that you seen, Ringer. But serious questions out of Jack.
Yeah, mate. It's his attention to detail. I think he just switches off, and because he does some good shit, and you go, oh yeah, Jack's back, because he is rangy enough, and he does seem to have that awkward beanpole-y sort of build where they, you know, he doesn't, you know, he can make those meters, and he just looks awkward. But like you said, and then a couple of plays there, he just fucking stands there.
Yeah.
Like his feet are stuck in the ground and he can't move, and the defense just walks past him, and it's embarrassing. And you don't, you know, you want him to do well, but it's just that hunger and improvement that doesn't seem to have, you know, come forward from the start, where he did play some good games and we thought, oh, there's a future here in a bench edge for us, and I'm just not seeing it. So surely, you know, you're hoping like your other recruits are going to start stepping up, because I can't see how he can retain his position.
Yeah, I'm the exact same. Like, we have said it time and time again this season, the depth that the Broncos has, why the fuck is he still getting a spot? Like, surely there are better options than Jack. Like, Jack's a good player, but he's not great. And like what the Ringer just said, like there's always something. There is always something that we can talk about negatively when that bloke plays. You know, and we're not being picky, we're not being mean, you know, whatever. It's just like, look at that. What the fuck are you doing? And then the next game, what the fuck are you doing?
Exactly.
You know, like it's a recurring thing with him. And yeah, I don't know why he is even in the top 17, to be honest.
He's obviously a great guy. Him and the boys, you know, they love it. Like, you can see he's involved in everything.
And exactly right. He's obviously doing the right things at training. He's buying into the culture, which is what Madge has wanted since he's come to the Broncos. So, you know, maybe that's what he's doing, and it's just not converting on game day. I don't know, but I just think that there's other people that would be better suited in that role than him.
Especially for the role that they're bringing him on for. And like, he's not punching, like he's not X Factor, So if he's not going to be your X factor, doesn't he have to be like a defensive plug? So, and he's definitely not that. Boys.
Oh, we got the Queensland team. Hey, what? Is he gone?
Shibasaki called in
you're
the
fucking
Queensland
kidding.
squad. Guru is reporting Shibasaki to make Queensland Origin debut.
Oh, who drops out?
Oh,
Robert
that's
Toya.
Must go back.
Yeah. Hammer back to fullback.
fucking amazing.
Bring him in. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
We literally
Who goes
just
out onto the
talked
wing
about
then?
that
Like,
shit.
Shiba won't be on the wing though. He'll be
Nah,
in centre.
he'll be center. So Hammer is a center. So they would just swap it back. So I know
Swap it
Hammer was
back.
on the wing. Yeah, Val will be on the wing. Hammer, go back.
Oh,
Yeah, it'd be Val and Coates, wingers, and then
Yeah,
you'd have
okay.
Shiba.
Shiver and
yeah,
Toya.
it will be too. So
Toya.
you'll have
Shiba and
Coates and
Toya.
Shibber on that. Coates and Val on the left. No, you won't. You'll have Shibber and Val on the left, and then
Toya
and Coates on the right.
Yeah.
Fucking good on you. Good on you, Shiver.
Yeah,
That's
good on you,
fucking
mate.
amazing.
True. That's amazing.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
awesome.
Fucking
Well
going
done.
on to put first anytime try scorer on him right fucking now.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude.
fuck yeah.
Dude, that's awesome.
yeah.
That's what a story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good on the
Jesus
lad.
Christ.
Fuck
He's
yeah.
probably going to make just as much from Origin as he's going to make from his whole season.
If he gets a 30 grand from Origin, doubled his fucking 50% of his pay.
Oh shit! So we're gonna be missing
playing
Shiver.
so fucking good. He's like, if I can get an Origin spot, I'll get paid this year. Fuck y'all.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that means that Walsh doesn't get selected, and then so that's all right because we'll have them against the Dogs.
That's good for him. Yeah.
All right, we'll get to Origin chat later.
Yeah,
we'll get to Origin chat later.
But that's fucking. If that's true, that's awesome.
That's fucking amazing.
Before we move on, chaps, I just want to glaze Karapani one more time while I'm looking at these stats, and then we can move on. Right?
Do it.
More time.
Yeah. So Shiba, fucking legend, just been through that. I think everybody will agree. 18 runs, 152 run meters, 44 post contact. Arnie, 16 runs, 150 run meters, 41 post contact. So right up there with
Good
Shiba.
chat. Yeah.
You know, and then you go over like, and just stats, just beautiful stats, like tackle efficiency, not that great, but you know, like you'll do it. But like Karapani, like he has come from nowhere basically. Like he's always been in the background. We've heard his name, multiple times, but like I said before, like while he's not playing in Cobbo's direct position, he is now the winger that, Cobbo is out, he is in, and seamless transition. Like, yes, Arthur's, he's got a little bit of work to do on that side that Cobbo was in, but fuck me, boys, like just another great little pickup for the Broncos, I think.
Yeah.
Incredible. So well done to him, I think. A credit to him. He's earned his spot. And yeah, good to see him get re-signed as well. So fucking good on that.
And sorry, Bretto.
Yeah,
you go.
No, you go.
Talking about culture, like I love that shout from Langers because we've always liked Karapani on this great podcast because, like, even when we're going through the shit times, he always looks like he's fucking putting in 110%, and it's just a good a reward for just hard work. You've got Sally Cobb there, let's not beat around the bush. He's probably 10 times more talented than Karapani in his right boot, but it's all about the work ethic in this game. And, at the moment, Josiah Karapani is working his ass off to get that spot. And that's what you want. That's what a culture, to build a good culture, I think that's what we need. And, we only got to weed out a couple others and we're right. But, I mean, I'd love that shout from Langers. I really like Josiah. He just he's so just, he's going to be one of them kids, and he's just been a fucking workhorse his whole life from when he started to now, and he's just starting to reap the rewards, and you love to see those stories.
Yeah. I actually thought you were going to say that the reports are coming out the Dolphins have Cobbo because tomorrow is June 30. So I'm expecting that to roll out tomorrow that he's gone to the Dolphins. Because there was chat that he was going to get recalled because Walsh heading off and whatever. He might still get recalled if Shiba's out. We need a centre.
Yeah.
But in saying that, I've got another thing here that I just looked up the Q Cup sort of stuff. But yeah, shout out to Karapani. I mean, and shout out to everyone that's involved, because it's obvious that the shit about Cobbo being a bit lazy and whatever, people have guessed, why are you having a couple of games off in the middle of the year? Like, you're not injured. Why do you need a couple of games off? There's a few other things that have come out, staying up till 3 a.m. in the morning, playing video games and shit before a game day, blah, blah, blah. You can bet your ass Karapani's in bed at 8 o'clock with the alarm set.
Yeah.
Ready sort of thing. So, yeah, well done to Karapani, and he's taken it in his stride. He better fucking not drop it, though, because I'm just looking at the Bears v Seagulls just to have a look at my boy Tulty. 46-30 win the Bears got over the Seagulls. Dean Mariner, another favourite son of the show, scored a triple. Yeah. Our boy Matthew Colner also got over the line.
There's
Good
my
to see
fucking
there.
Jack Gazowski fucking swap. Thank you very much.
Yeah, there you go. And then our boy Josh Rogers hit 5 for 8 with 2 out of 2 penalty goals converted as well. But Tulty, 50 minutes he did for the Bears, came on 10 runs, 102 metres with 33 post-contact, 1 line break assist and 1 try assist. He had 3 tackle breaks. He had 25 tackles made, 0 missed, 1 ineffective for 96.16. And he had 1 error, 1 handling error, and a penalty. So I expect to see him. I expect to see him in a Broncos jersey before the end of the year.
Yep.
I reckon.
Could be as early as this round coming.
So, but Dean Mariner, well done, mate. Triple. Good shit.
And there you go, isn't it? It's the embarrassment of riches we have in the outside backs. Like, if Sally does go to Dolly's tomorrow, like literally tomorrow, you bring Dean Mariner in, who was probably our best outside back last year. And then if Dean Mariner doesn't come in, well, if Selwyn doesn't go, we'll just bring in an Origin and Australian representative into centre. Yeah. So, like, it's a good place to be. And then you still got Israel Leota and Deloise Hoyter that's just sitting there. So it's pretty good.
This is a fucking rugby league name and a half I just come across. Credence Toya.
Oh my God. Is it Robert Toya's brother?
I don't know, but he scored a try. He plays for the Bears. Well, good job on that name, Mum and Dad.
Bro.
Love that shit.
Get him in. Get him a contract right now. What he is. Moneyball that shit.
All right. We'll move on, I reckon. No Gronk and no voicemail this week. Gronk's out busy trying not to get bogged. The only thing that's pissed him off about that is the fact that it's not his mud. Somebody else has got the rain. So, but anyway, and we got no voicemail, so that's why we got no voicemail segment. So Thoroughbreds, please
pick your shit up, Thoroughbreds. Come on,
start sending them in, even if it's just pick it up, say hi, and then hang up, mate. It's all right. You can be anonymous on it.
Yeah.
You can be anonymous on it too. I won't know you. We won't know your name. We won't know who you are. Get one of them voice changer things. Fucking drop your message. All right. We will move on to the week ahead. Injuries. Thankfully, no one is added to the list. All we have is Hayes, Jock, and Ben. Big Ben had surgery. He's in the rehab phase. He'll be back round 22, according to the NRL. Like I said, Brendan Piakura was put on report, but he is not facing the judiciary at all. That has all been cleared. Now, the upcoming game, we have Bulldogs v Broncos, Friday, 8 p.m. at Accor Stadium. Langers and myself will be on the Kennel podcast, 7:30 Tuesday after team list, where we will be doing a game preview with the lads over there. Could be very interesting because we'll have both Origin teams announced. Bulldogs obviously missing a few in there. We will be missing a few as well. So get around it, get online and tune in. Make sure you drop a comment there and help us defend defend this great club
Yeah, fucking hell.
against some very diehard Bulldogs fans that are the Kennel podcast there. Tail of the tape for that, real quick, before we ask the lads what they're doing. We've faced them 49 times. We've had one draw. Bulldogs have won 19. We have won 29. They're currently sitting second on the ladder. We are fifth. They are at 11 wins out of 14 games for the season. We are at 8 out of 15. Premiership odds for them are $5, and we have shortened up to 10.
Wow, it was 19 last week.
Yeah.
Wow.
So last time we met was that glorious moment, and we will be reminding the lads on the kennel that we did end their undefeated streak in spectacular conditions. In round 8, where 7 tries were run in against 3 for a 42-18 thumping. But their last 5 games have been from the 5 up. So they've had Roosters win, Dolphins loss, Eels win, Rabbits win. And then they went L against Panthers just on Thursday night there. So unfortunately, but we've done Dragons loss, Manly loss, and then we've gone Titans, Sharks, Warriors for the W. When it comes to the Origin coming up, we will most likely be missing Ezra, Carrigan, Hash. I had Walsh in here, but turns out we might be just missing Shibasaki. So, I mean, he is a massive hole to fill, but it is good having Walsh in the back there. They will be missing, from what I've just seen with the New South Wales team released, Man. He'll obviously keep his spot. Then we've got Karaz has been called in, Critter, and King. So they'll have Matt Burton back. But anyway, lads, Langer, what do you reckon? How's the game going to go, mate? What do you reckon?
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one, I think. Obviously, yeah, we got the W last time we met, so hopefully we can repeat that again. Losing our lads, Ezra, potentially he might come back and play, maybe. Carrigan and Haas, obviously, that's a definite. If Queensland and New South Wales don't pick them two, they're both fucking morons. They're definitely both going to be in there. Losing Haas is a massive hole for the Broncos. I don't think anybody that supports any team will deny that. Payne Haas is a freak. He is a phenomenal player, and he will be absolutely greatly missed for the Broncos when he is on Origin duty. What have you just found?
Nothing. I'm going to keep it for later. I'll keep it for later. Tune in, Thoroughbreds, for the end of the show.
Got some sauce.
I think I've seen what you've seen.
Yeah, so I think losing Haas and Carrigan, obviously, but losing Haas is a big hole. I think Bulldogs losing Critter is a bigger hole. I think without him, they go to shit.
Yeah.
I think with his, and like perfect example, when they were playing the Panthers on Thursday, at times he looked like he was a one-man army, just trying to get the boys, get some sort of attacking opportunities. Again, and just nothing was going with him. No one was coming with him, sort of thing. So I think without that leadership, that sort of inspiration, I guess, from him, I think, yeah, they will be really missing Critter. We will obviously be missing Haas, but we've got fucking Wilson to just slot straight into that thing. So it's a big hole, but we've got a big bloke to fill it. So it's not going to be as big, I think, than what the Bulldogs will be missing. So, yeah, I think, like we used to call the Broncos the baby Broncos during this period of the season, but it just sort of isn't really that way anymore, Like when we were calling them baby Broncos, it was because half the fucking team went and played for Queensland. So no choice but to blood a heap of young players. So that's why the baby Broncos sort of term got donned, where it just sort of isn't really that way anymore. We're still going to have Reynolds, running the show. Sounds like we're still going to have Walsh. Man might come back. We might have Hunt coming back. So we will still be able to field a pretty strong team. Bulldogs will obviously still be able to field a decent team. They're up the tippy top of the ladder for a fucking reason. But yeah, I think them losing Critter is going to be a big hole that they won't be able to fill.
What about you, Ringer, mate?
Well, Brito, do you want to say what you're going to say? Because that leads into what I was going to say for this upcoming game.
Maybe we might have got wires crossed here. Who knows? But
Maybe.
no, you go.
Okay, righto. Well, I think it's funny. Like, if we lose Shiba, Haas, Carrigan, maybe Walsh, and they lose Critter, King, Man, and Kiraz, that means we've lost a centre, a prop, a lock, and an outside back. Isn't that fucking wild? Like, it's like a nearly 1-for-1 out, and like, so the thing, I think we can be pretty. The Dogs have been very lucky that they've fielded almost the same team every fucking week, and that's been their strength. So it's going to be interesting to see what their depth looks like now. Like, I know that I think what's his name, Bailey Hayward or whatever his name is, that been playing coming off the bench from, been killing it. That he actually run on for Man in the game against Penrith. I still think Man's a huge loss for them. He brings them so much through the middle. Where as we were touching on before, we lose Shiba. We either bring Selwyn, Cobbo, or Dean Mariner in, who Mariner's probably in better form than Selwyn at the moment. Haas drops out. Willison comes straight into the prop, and we've still got, so our front row will be Willison and Jensen. Carrigan goes. Kobe will run straight on at lock, who's been playing at lock all year, even though it hasn't been great, but he's been a lot better the last few weeks. Like, so it's just going to be interesting to see what their next up fellas are and what they fill their holes with, because it's just our bench that's going to be interesting, because we know the boys that are going to fill our gaps are like they're first graders, and deservingly so first graders that are going to fill those holes. So that might be where we have the edge if we can mentally turn up for the game.
Yeah. I'm interested to see what they do with that experiment that they've got with the young ex-Tiger on the bench. I don't think it's working. I think they got lucky with a win the first time.
Yeah.
I think, and that was probably raw emotion in the fact that he scored a try. But then against the Panthers, they stuck to it.
Yes.
They hooked Reed. They put Sexton into the dummy half role, and they put Galvin in at 7, and it didn't work. So I don't think that's a big enough pull for Serraldo to say, no, we're not doing that again, or we're going to change something up. I think he's going to go another game.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's not, I can't understand. I understand the team's got to buy in, but I feel for Reed. Like, I really do feel like he wants to be out there. And then I feel for Sexton as well. Hey, just go and play hooker. What? Like, we watched that try. The only try, was it the only try they scored? It was Reed and Sexton that linked up to make that happen. Like, they don't score that without those two players there. So, I don't know. I feel like there's a little bit of an implosion coming. And I don't think he's going to change up his interchange model for us. So I'm looking at it from that. I think we get the job done. I think Ben Hunt does come back, and we have Ezra, Rano, Hunt at an absolute minimum, which trumps Sexton, Galvin, Reed. And then we've just got the boys out the sides that are trying their hardest for that fucking jersey. So
I think that, like, it'll be interesting too, because was Jacob Preston in that extended lineup for the Blues? Because he went into camp last game.
Yeah, but he'll play.
Like, unless they have an injury. But I mean, that's the only, when you look across the park, that's probably where they have us as their edges. Billy Kickow, Jacob Preston.
Yeah.
Like, but you know, that what better time for Pakura and Ricky to fucking come on, boys. We need a big performance out of you. We need to, take it to the best.
Pakura will be on
this year.
Pakura will be coming up against Billy, won't he?
The other side, he'll be Preston, I'm pretty sure. So
that's all right.
Will be Ricky.
Yep.
So Reno, he'll have to bloody shield Reno from Billy.
Yeah, I think that's all right. I prefer that. I reckon Pakura going up against Preston is a lot better for us.
Yeah. Because I can see Brendan, if he was trying to mark Billy, doing something stupid to try and assert some dominance and get him sent off.
Yeah. And that boy's huge.
He's huge. That's a huge bitch.
All right. We'll quickly get into this little bit of a segment here for the tipping and the best bets, as well as our super coach. We'll glaze through it real quick. NR, well done, mate. 8 for 8 with a margin of 2, extending his lead overall, unfortunately. Any Frogs, that's my mother, went 8 for 8. The tipping, I'm going to call her again. She's the office lady tipping. She loved it last time we called it. I think I got my ears still ringing once she figured out what it meant. But she went 8 for 8 as well with a margin of 4. Slippery Gypsy, Langers, consistent. This is your second week in the third spot there, mate. 7 from 8 with a margin of 4. Ringer, you went 6 from 8. I went 5 from 8. And the Gronk went 5 from 8 as well. So not good on us trying to keep in contact with the lead. But we go again. Penalty Broncos Supercoach comp. Some huge fucking scores this week. Good on you, lads. BJ's Battlers is finding his straps again. He never lost his first place overall, but he went 1,428 this week, which is good. Prem Leader scores 1,400 for second. All your Bulls. Ringer, representing the panel here, scores 1,328 for third, just pipping Remington Steelers by 2 points. To take out third this week. Gronk went 1,213. I went 1,258, and Langers got 1,068.
Just saw that, and I was like, for fuck's sake!
Remember when we told you if you score above 1,000, mate, you're doing good.
Yeah.
Well, you're doing
and that's
it.
what I've aimed for.
You're doing it.
My 14-man draft team beat Langers this week.
Without a captain. Fuck.
Without a captain. Yeah, exactly. Straight out.
Yeah.
We settle up again.
To your first year of Supercoach, Langers. Fuck me. Don't worry. This is not uncommon.
Yeah.
17 rounds in and he's quit 16 times.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah. Nah, look, I need to set an alarm actually because I keep forgetting to do fucking changes and shit, and then like the round starts.
That'll do it.
Oh fuck!
Anyway, we'll move on. Best bets. Ringer had the massive streak. I think he went 5 weeks.
Yeah.
Where he fucking banged, and just none of us could go with him. Mate, what happened?
Role reversal.
We were looking for you.
Mate,
we were looking for you.
It was the fucking Knights, right? I think we can all give me a little bit of slack that Matt Timoko, one of the most damaging centers in the game, coming up against one of the shittest teams in the comp. Fuck. Like, I've seen great value in that. My biggest problem is being first cab off the rank and watching it die, see? And I'm like, nah, oh well.
No
like,
one
The
else.
rest of us will shit the bed as well.
all these other cunts haven't hit a fucking bet in like 6 months, so I'll be safe here. And then the dominoes started falling one after the other until today. And I was like, so
Mate.
I'm the shit cunt now. So,
Gronk.
yeah, no more.
Gronky hit with a Zach Lomax. I got a Jerome Hughes today, and Langer's got Josiah Karapani over the line, and we just missed that. Matt Tomoko. What a Anyway, so we were close to a giveaway. Road to $1 million, 7 out of 16 this week, 44% on the legs there.
Hi, sir.
Shout out to Langers. He went 3 from 3 on the Broncos leg.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Well
he did.
done, mate.
Also went 0 for 3 for my other game, so evens each other out.
That's it. All right. We'll do a bit of wrap up before we wrap up. We've still got a little bit of time before we feel like we're exceeding our welcome, Thoroughbreds, but we'll do this in reverse order from what I've got here. Shout out to Renault, currently sitting 5th in the all-time Broncos points.
Unreal.
Unreal
stat.
I seen that flash up. I did see it, and I was like, that's that's got to be like a combined thing or something, like, whatever. Cool. And then Langers is, that diehard is rewatching the game just before we hit record Thoroughbreds. And it comes up again and he's like, oh, did you see this? I'm like, oh, we'll read it out. But it's right. And I did the math on the NRL side. First place for us is Corey Parker, the great man, 1,328. Second is Lockyer, 1,191. Third is Mick DeVere, 1,062. Terry Madison comes in at fourth on 744. Adam Reynolds, 174 points, has just overtaken Ranulph with 568.
In 2 years.
That's ridiculous.
2-3 years or whatever it is. And I've got it here. 15 tries, 154 goals is what he's racked up. So just for, how long was he with the Rabbits? From 2012 to 2021, right? So we're looking at 11 years. He had 860 goals. So since 2022 and 2025, so 3 years, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, we're in
He was
John's
off for a
fourth year.
large part of last year too.
Yeah,
He was off
exactly.
for a large
Basically
part.
2 seasons sort of thing.
So he
in total.
is a third of the way to his Rabbits total in goals. That boy is
insane.
aged like fine wine when it comes to goal kicking.
Fuck yeah.
He's played 71 games for the Broncos, right? 71 games, and he's coming fifth.
Yeah.
So he's averaging 8 points a game. Like, that's fucking ridiculous, isn't it?
That's
when you think
unreal.
about it, when you think of the longevity players like Julian O'Neill and Willie Kahn and all these prolific try scorers like Wendell Saylor, that used to score tries for fun in the great Broncos eras. And then, like, how good must Terry Madison feel, when he's like, they go down the list of like all these greats and old Maddos, they're just fucking kicking goals with the toe. Fucking thank you very much.
Oh, yeah, it's incredible to read some of these stats here. Like, it's updated on Wikipedia now. But, like, the most tries was Steve. So that's obviously where he got all his points. Then Darren, then Corey Oates, Mick Hancock, Wendell Saylor, all them, all right? None of them really kick, so except Mick DeVere and whatnot. That's where he got all his points from. But then you look at the most first-grade games. On the list that we can see, that I can see, is 241, which is Kevy Walters. And Reynolds at 71 and already breaking into points. Like,
yeah.
And, like, not saying that we're probably in our least dominant era.
Exactly.
So, hats off to you, Reno, mate, and your
hats
fucking
off, mate. Well
laser
done.
leg. Laser of a kick.
Laser leg.
Chat. All right, I got why we. Okay, so this is just something. This is a little bit of trivia shit here. Chat on why we award points for the bye. It came up on the bye round with James Graham. I've always been a big negative on it. I don't know why we award points. I thought it just threw all the shit out because you always hear people, well, take away their buys. They're actually sitting here, blah, 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 blah. But the reason it turns out that we do award the bye is because it's the minimum losses. So if you go and have a look at the ladder Thoroughbreds, we are listed perfectly in order from least loss in number 1 to most losses down at 17 on the spoon. And now that I know that, it makes perfect fucking sense. I just don't understand why no one has ever come out and said that.
Exactly.
Like, why am I hearing this from a listener of James Graham's podcast? Like, I don't understand that. If you guys got anything to say about that, but otherwise we'll move on to a bit of Origin chat.
Yeah, no, it was so perfectly and eloquently said that it nearly needs to just be said at the start of every season. This is why we award buys. Because when they said it, there was like, well, that makes fucking perfect sense then. So,
yeah.
Bye.
I think it's just sort of human nature to focus on the wins rather than the losses. So that's why I think everybody's like, why the fuck do they get 2 points? Like, it's the same thing as a win. Like, it's unfair sort of thing. But then when you realize, well, no, the table is for the losses, then you see it. Then you're like, fuck, it is perfectly in line.
Yeah, exactly.
It makes perfect sense then.
And when you hear it, you go, can't be. And then
Yeah.
you look on the ladder, and it's like 3, 3, 4, 5, 7, 7, 7, 8, 8, and you're like, well, go fuck me then. Like, thanks, guys. Why isn't this more common knowledge?
Yep.
All right, let's get into some fucking Origin chat real quick. So later on today, or earlier on today, I should say, the Blues squad has been named. Dylan Edwards, Brian To'o, Stephen Crichton, Latrell Mitchell, Zach Lomax, Jerome Luai, Nathan Cleary, Max King, Reece Robson, Payne Haas, Liam Martin, Angus Crichton, Isaiah Yeo for their running 13. The bench, Connor Watson, Spencer Leniu, Hudson Young, and Stefano Ukatama. Then we've got Jacob Kiraz at 18th, Lindsay Smith from the Panthers at 19, and Bradman Best has snuck in there in the 20. So no changes at all in their run-on squad, which, to be fair, is expected, apart from injury. Fox Sport, 50 minutes ago, released an article that had the predicted Queensland team to be named tomorrow, or whenever you listen to this, Monday, 9 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. No Shibasaki, I will note on this, but it reads Reece Walsh, Xavier Coates, Robert Toyer, Val Holmes, Hammer, Cameron Munster, Tom Dearden, Josh Papali, Harry Grant, Tino Suamali, Ruben Cotter, Kurt Capewell, Trent Leoro, Kurt Mann, Lindsay Collins, Jeremiah Nanai, Patrick Carrigan. The big names there, Reece Walsh in, Josh Papali'i. The return of the great man to just feed it to the New South Wales state once again is a story for their fucking ages if he goes down there and just goes to battle with those guys. But Reece Walsh, honestly, I thought that was going to be the go. Hammer, for me, doesn't offer as much. I know Dolphins fans are going to shit down my throat and say, oh, but he scored 4 tries on the weekend. Yeah, he did, because he showed up. He did what the fullback's supposed to do. He was there when it mattered, and he used his speed and gone. But other than that, he does offer nothing for attack, and that's what we need. We need attack. It's not fucking beat around the bush. That New South Wales team could very well be the Australian team, if they chose it. So yeah, chat out of that. I'll go to you, Ringer, mate. What do you? I know you love a big Papali.
Mate, part of me thinks let the old dog lie. Like, just, let him fucking go off into the sunset. We probably shouldn't be entertaining this, old fella. But the thought of Big Papa just fucking Billy just getting in his ear before and say, give me 25 minutes of your absolute best rip tearing fucking running, just has me erect. So I can't wait for that. Honestly, before the sort of breaking news of Shibber and Hammer fullback, blah, 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 I would have rent Reece too, because Ponga hasn't been giving us anything in attack. Like, he was all right in the second game, but he just hasn't been linking. He hasn't been ball playing. So I thought, my thoughts of bringing Reece in was that ball playing, is that he's going to attract outside in defense. He is going to create holes somewhere. Whether he can pull off the pass, or whether we can get around him with their pretty decent defense, maybe. But Hammer doesn't have that great ball playing in him. He's just going to be another run threat, and that's essentially what Ponga is at the moment. So I would have went Reece, especially with Latrell playing centre.
Yeah.
Latrell's going to try and take his head off, and there's going to be an acre of space outside of Reece on that sweep line. So anyway, it'll be very interesting to see what they actually do there. They might even put him at 18th man. God only knows. But yeah, Big Puppy, thank you very much. And after game 2, I think everyone's so much more calm now about what the fuck's going on. Like, they steadied the ship so much. Obviously, the second half needed a fair bit of tweaking, but we're gonna get there. It's not unserviceable. Like we only needed Hammer to catch that ball when we had him pinned, and it is for a lot more comfortable reading that second half. But anyway, it's going to be interesting. And God, I've just got this in my mind's eye. Big Papa just back fencing it from the kickoff, running clean over some poor bloody Blues player. Ricky Stewart down in fucking Canberra, just icicles, crying his eyes out again. Like even though it's his fucking state, like yeah, I'll hook it to my veins.
What about you, Langers, mate?
Yeah, no, I've always been a big fan of Big Puppy. I saw little news story came out that he missed the birth of his fourth kid so he could play for the Raiders on the weekend to get their W to put them on the top of the table. And he reckons that's what the missus said. Like, nah, I got this. Like it's their fourth kid. Like it's it's run of the mill by your fourth, surely. But yeah, so she was just like, nah, mate, like you're sweet. Go and put your team on the top of the ladder instead. So good on the wife for that. I think it's supportive wife. Good on Puppy for picking a good one there. But no, good to see him being named. Definitely will be the last Origin that bloke plays. Would assume.
Mate.
My other thing, looking at that Blues squad, I'm surprised Katoa isn't there because that bloke is fucking incredible. And like maybe he might be, extended in case one of them gets injured or something like that. I would probably assume
he's there. The Dolphins have the bye, so he's been called in. But just as like an opposing player.
And then if someone gets injured or whatever in the camp, then they'll probably slot in. There is chat that I have heard that he will replace Nathan Cleary as Origin 7 within a few years, and the way that bloke is playing, there's a bit of rumble behind that chat, eh? Like he is
the way he's going at the minute,
mate. You'd be mad not to give him a shot. Absolutely. Like looking at that Blues squad, fuck, yeah, it's a stacked team, mate. Like obviously, fuck Jerome Luai. Hopefully, he gets his head taken clean off his shoulders. But no, apart from that, mate, I'm keen to actually see what the Queensland team does come out with whenever they do finally release it. Hopefully it is tomorrow. But yeah, wait till then. There's still that little bit of, who's going to go? Is Walsh going to go? Hammer going to go? There's chat that Cobbo is going to come into the squad as well. So it'll be good to just put those rumours and that sort of shit to bed so we can actually focus on the team and actually stack up the two teams side by side so we can get a proper good look at them, which hopefully isn't too far away.
And the shit heap of the leak from the last game, maybe they've just thrown a fucking shit ton out to let them stew over it for the night.
Yeah, absolutely. I would if I was Billy.
Can you imagine the fucking head noise south of the Tweed if we get one over and we have Kurt Capewell and Josh Papali'i in our squad? Nothing on those lads, right? And absolutely nothing on those. I think Capewell put that shit to bed last game easily.
Yeah, he played well.
But you're going to come into this series with this squad that you've got here, virtually unchanged except you've lost Moses and whatever. And you're going to talk, there's chat of dynasty, there's chat of whitewash, there's all this sort of shit going on. You go to Perth where you've never been beaten before and you get fucking pretty well dusted in the first half. And basically you had to do the greatest ever Origin comeback to win that game. Fell short, obviously. Walking into game 3 with Josh Papali on that number 8, just going, what the fuck are we getting here? Like this, and poor Laurie would be just fucking having some sleepless nights.
He's got PTSD, fucking flashbacks and shit.
Mate, anyway, I'm all for it. I reckon Josh gives us the best that he's got. Just back fencing it straight into poor old Matt King off the kickoff. Welcome to Origin, even though you're 2 games in, but is this really what you were signed up for? That sort of stuff. And then we just roll on. I mean, even if Josh doesn't come out in the second half, we've got Lindsay Collins, Jeremiah Nanai, and Patrick Carrigan sitting on the bench. They can go a full half. They got motors on them. So we'll go from there. And then
They only played 24 minutes or something, so we don't need a lot out of him if that's our rotations.
And I think in 24 minutes, Josh will give us more than what Mo gave us. Easy.
Yeah.
And then you've got the story of Walsh. I mean, the last time we seen him in an Origin jersey, stiff with one arm, bucking out to the side, basically.
Exactly.
Like, honestly, I reckon he's got some skeletons to bury, and this will be his chance to sort of do that. And if he comes off with a win, it'll be done and dusted. Carry on, we move forward with his career. But even if he doesn't, like, as a Queenslander going into Game 3, we've already served you a bit of medicine. Like, if you win, yep, cool. But the chat that you guys came into this season with and the chat that you came into Game 2 with is completely different from what you're talking now. And I love that shit. That's what fucking gets me out of bed in the morning.
Just a quick run of Big Josh's stats in the game that just went.
Go.
43 minutes. A few less than that. He done 10 runs, 106 meters, 41 post contact, 2 tackle breaks, 31 tackles for 1 miss.
Yeah.
31 tackles in 40 minutes.
Yeah.
The old dog still got some tricks up his sleeve. So, yeah, super excited if that happens. Just the nostalgia that'll give everyone will be, it'd be like a putting on a warm blanket, won't it?
Yeah, he'll grow another leg for Origin, for sure.
Oh.
So, good shit. Anything else? Or are we done? I think we're done.
No, mate, we gotta.
That's the go. Good shit. Righto, Thoroughbreds. That's all from us. Send us your thoughts on the game and on the podcast. Anything we mentioned here that you agree or disagree with. What are your opinions? If you're listening to us, you've found us, so help us spread the word. Tell your mates, like and subscribe to get the updates and all that sort of stuff on the socials. Head over to the socials, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We are coming up very close on 1,000 on Instagram there. Thanks to all you guys. TikTok, we're at close to 1,200 there. A like on our posts costs you guys nothing, and it's easy to do. A comment gives us motivation, and it helps build the culture and the team that we want to build, I guess. Is that the right sort of word? Sharing our content introduces it to new people, and hitting that favorite button really helps us with the engagement and whatnot. So have really good community. The chat on there has been great. All the comments have been good. No one's been an absolute dick. I mean, if they are, you're calling them out. Sure, that's great. We probably won't. We'll just let you guys do that.
Yeah.
Chances are we threw it out there to be dicks. So,
yeah, exactly.
But yeah, bet responsibly, bet for fun and not for the rent. Be a contributor to society. Stay out of one another unless it's consensual. And we will gallop off into the week. Enjoy your time.
Cheers, Thoroughbreds.
Good work, Thoroughbreds.
Shit.
One thing I fucking forgot to say on the run sheet. The girls play this weekend coming.
Yeah, Tom did say that today.
I
just do a Teamless Tuesday sort of thing, I suppose.
Well, no, I'm going to try and punch out a Wednesday podcast.
Oh yeah, okay. Right.
Why did I just get an error?
Oh no. You're still recording, bro.
Everyone else is still being recorded. Refresh to try resolving. Okay, hang on. Wait up. Just wait. Still going, I think. Oh no, that might be it. Yeah, you're all good. Langers is at 81 and I'm at 59. Anyway, it's just pretty standard. But yeah, like I was saying last week, Langers, fucking now when I turn it on in the morning, it's already done. Fucking Riverside's got that good that it grabs it, puts it in the format that we want, does the voice shit, yeah, and does the intro and outro. All I got to do is go in and